This evening, Ghana Police Force is investigating several electrocutions that occurred over the weekend. Man busted with gun and ammo on the east bank of Essequibo. Woman's self-defense program launched as part of 16 Days of Activism. In the region, El Salvador deploys 10,000 troops to gang-run capital suburbs, and internationally, White House slams Trump's call for termination of Constitution. Welcome to another broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. 29-year-old Deepak Ramdeen, a machinist of Good Hope East Coast, Demerara, was allegedly electrocuted as he and others were erecting a metal Christmas tree about 27 feet in height in the front of a residence at Lusignan on Friday, December 2, 2022. Police inquiries disclosed that around 11 p.m., Ramdeen and three others were all erecting the metal Christmas tree using a crane attached to a lorry. It is alleged that the star on the tip of the Christmas tree got into contact with a live wire overhead, causing the men to receive electric shocks to their bodies. They were all rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital. Ramdeen succumbed while receiving treatment, while the others were admitted to the burns unit at the GPHC. Investigations are ongoing. Ranks of the Ghana Police Force are investigating the death of a couple whose bodies were discovered at Success Squatting Area, East Coast Demerara during the early hours of this morning, Monday, December 5th. 32-year-old Sarojini Hansraj, a nurse at the Georgetown Public Hospital Complex, and her 39-year-old husband, Prahalad Jagnarayan, a taxi driver, were allegedly electrocuted between 7 p.m. last evening and 6 a.m. this morning. Inquiries disclosed that the couple resided with their 11-year-old daughter on the northern side of Success Squatting Area. According to the daughter, her mother left around 7 p.m. on Sunday to pick up her father. The man walked with a crutch since he had lost a leg. The grieving child said she woke up around 6 a.m. and observed that her parents were not at home. She saw their car and walked to the alleyway where she discovered her parents lying motionless beside each other. She immediately alerted neighbors who assisted her and notified the police. Investigators examined the bodies and observed burnt marks on the neck, chest, and right wrist of Jagnarayan and burnt marks on the left wrist and left side back of Hansraj. In the vicinity of where the bodies lay, investigators discovered a length of red and black wire connected to an electrical post leading to their home. GPL was summoned to disconnect the wire from the light post. The couples were pronounced deceased at the scene and escorted to a mortuary awaiting a post-mortem examination. Investigations are ongoing. On Sunday, police ranks nabbed a 47-year-old minibus passenger with a .38 revolver containing 6 live matching rounds of ammunition and a black plastic bag containing 17 rounds of suspected live .38 rounds of ammunition. Police ranks, acting on information received, went to Barnwell Public Road on the East Bank and stopped the 47-year-old driver of minibus PWW 7635 with 2 passengers. The ranks searched a male passenger sitting in the front seat where a bulky blue rag was lying at his feet. A rank took possession of the blue rag and unwrapped it to find the revolver containing the live matching rounds. The lawmen also found the black plastic bag containing the 17 rounds of suspected live ammunition. Searches were conducted on 2 other occupants of the minibus. They were all told of the offense, cautioned, and arrested. They were escorted to the Lenora police station for further investigations. Stick around after the break. Women's self-defense program launched as part of 16 Days of Activism, and 4 arrested with cocaine and cannabis.
Last year, we couldn't celebrate Christmas as we wanted to, so for this year, we had everything planned. 100,000 watts of lights, 10 feet tall tree, the best table ever, custom t-shirts, live shows, DJ. And we also had Uncle Mario, who forgot the KFC buckets in the car with the keys inside.
Step back!
This Christmas is to be enjoyed no matter what. Let's savor this Christmas.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December, and you could win one Amazon Echo Show every day. Yes, every day. And that's not all. 4 persons will win $500,000 to spend in the store. Just imagine $500,000 to spend on clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage, and accessories. So shop now at John Lewis Styles to win one Amazon Echo Show every day and $500,000 to spend in the store. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Give your home or office some shine. Fortune Investment Company. We provide reliable commercial and residential professional cleaning services in Guyana. We clean homes and commercial offices. Other services offered are floor care and tile polishing, interior auto detailing services, power washing, weeding and cleaning, and carpet, couch, and mattress cleaning. We are committed to keeping your homes and offices squeaky clean. Call us now at 592-689-7558 or 592-639-6365 or visit us at 3430 Jackson North Rumville, Georgetown, Guyana. Fortune Investment Company. When we say clean, we mean spotless.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Scores of women joined the Human Services and Social Security Ministry's Defend Herself Defense Training Program on Sunday. The program, hosted at the Police Officers' Mess Vlery, aims to arm women with the skills to protect themselves from violence. The program is the first of its kind and is part of the ministry's 16 Days of Activism calendar of activity to eradicate gender-based violence against women and girls. Human Services and Social Security Minister Dr. Vindhya Prasad said self-defense training is a much-needed initiative to protect the country's women. The activity is a collaboration between the ministry and Magzido Adult Self-Defense System. The program teaches women 6 techniques to defend themselves from punch, slaps, front choke, rear choke, cutlass chops, double wrist, and single wrist attacks. During the exercise, the instructor highlighted that 7 out of 10 women die from abuse. He added that 5 could have been saved if they had known the techniques being administered. In response, the minister said the government is working assiduously to eradicate violence against everyone, especially women and girls. To this end, the ministry launched a series of initiatives to provide support and shelter to empower women to walk away from abusive relationships or environments. As the ministry commemorates the 16 Days of Activism under the theme, Unite, Let Us Engage in Eradicating Violence Against Women and Girls, citizens are being informed of the effects of gender-based violence and the many governmental initiatives being offered. Ranks of the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit conducted a surveillance operation in the vicinity of Church Street, where they observed a suspicious transaction on Friday, December 2nd. The officers pursued one of the suspects to his residence at Smythe Street, Charlestown, Georgetown, and conducted a search. The lawmen discovered 5 brick-like parcels suspected to be cocaine and 2 plastic bags containing narcotics suspected to be cannabis, which led to the arrest of 4. 28-year-old Javid Ragnott, 32-year-old Samantha Nascimento, 35-year-old Yancy Garaway, and 48-year-old Charles Jones. Those arrested were escorted to Kanu headquarters with the suspected narcotics. The narcotics tested positive for cannabis and cocaine. Investigations are ongoing. Don't go away. After the break, Colombia mudslide, search for buried bus passengers, and White House slams Trump's call for termination of Constitution.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our stores, you're welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. However, Maison Francois is more than just chocolate. We serve lunch, dinner, afternoon tea, and even Sunday morning mimosa brunch. Our convenient location at 133 Thomas Street, Kitty, makes it the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. Treat yourself with the taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown. Only at Maison Francois.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December, and you could win one Amazon Echo Show every day. Yes, every day. And that's not all. 4 persons will win $500,000 to spend in the store. Just imagine $500,000 to spend on clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage, and accessories. So shop now at John Lewis Styles to win one Amazon Echo Show every day and $500,000 to spend in the store. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Hey, this is your fancy vehicle and that is your house?
Yes, this is my vehicle and actually I'm waiting on my land. I'm actually renting this house for $50,000.
$50,000? You head more? You crazy? You mad? You head not good? Why you buy? Look, let me show you the light. Come with me.
Come on down to Fabulous Homes today. Pay $50,000 every month for 36 months or until you reach 50% of your house costs. Move in after 75% of the cost has been paid.
This is wonderful. Let's go. Sign me up.
Alright, let me go and dash you your landlord.
To explore our home ownership program, check our Facebook page for more information or come down to our office at Avalon Friendship.
Hey, Chinese, thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
You got through?
Yes.
Call us at 227-1380 or 615-8740. Fabulous Homes International Realty, changing tenants into homeowners.
At Fabulous Homes, we bring your dreams to life.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. A landslide on a road in western Colombia has killed at least 3 people and buried dozens more. A bus full of passengers was among several vehicles buried under mud and rocks, which tumbled down a hillside following heavy rains. One of the passengers helped his wife and 2 children escape from the bus before he was buried and died. The landslide happened in the early hours of Sunday morning. Witnesses said an intercity bus, a jeep, and a motorbike had stopped on the road because of a car accident farther ahead when parts of the hillside collapsed on top of them. The bus is thought to have had 2 drivers and 25 passengers on board. About 10,000 police and soldiers have sealed off a city on the outskirts of El Salvador's capital. It is the latest escalation in President Nayib Bukele's crusade against gun violence. Al Jazeera's Barbara Angupa has more.
It's usually a no-go area for police, but now people living in the gang stronghold of Soyapango, outside El Salvador's capital, are sealed in. Security forces are preparing to go door to door, rounding up gang members. But police say ordinary members of the public shouldn't be afraid.
We are extracting all criminals who may be hiding here in the municipality of Soyapango. We are here to guarantee the security of the honest, hard-working population.
Close to 60,000 people have been arrested since President Nayib Bukele declared a state of emergency in March. But rights groups accuse the government of being heavy-handed. Activists say young men are being wrongly targeted for how they look and for living in gang-controlled slums. The government denies this.
We have been planning this military siege very carefully here in Soyapango to affect the honest population as little as possible. There are 40 strategic points where we are working to arrest gang members who are in the communities, according to intelligence information.
President Bukele's state of emergency grants police powers to make arrests without due process. And a recent survey found that 75% of Salvadorans approve of the hardline measures. Gangs effectively controlled vast swathes of territory and extorted money from businesses. In the run-up to the state of emergency, dozens of people were killed in a single weekend of gang violence. But activists warn innocent people are being caught up in the mass arrests and not receiving basic legal rights. Barbara Angopa, Al Jazeera.
The White House has criticized former President Donald Trump for suggesting parts of the Constitution should be thrown out. In a social media post, President Trump called for the 2020 elections in the United States to be overturned and said elements of the Constitution should be terminated. Al Jazeera's Heidi Zucastro reports.
Donald Trump is still angry that he lost the 2020 presidential election, and on the weekend he unleashed his rage, now directed at the U.S. Constitution. Do you throw the presidential election results of 2020 out and declare the rightful winner, or do you have a new election? He posted on Truth Social. A massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. Trump has made bombastic statements in the past, but that a former president would call for the suspension of the Constitution was, according to a Biden spokesman, an anathema to the soul of our nation. Incoming House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries described it as extraordinary.
I thought it was a strange statement, but the Republicans are going to have to work out their issues with the former president and decide whether they're going to break from him and return to some semblance of reasonableness or continue to lean into the extremism.
Trump has appeared to embrace extremism since announcing he's launching a third bid for president. In recent weeks, he hosted Nazi sympathizers at Mar-a-Lago and said, as president, he'd pardon rioters who attacked the U.S. Capitol. The developments have alarmed some moderate Republicans who now question whether Trump should be the party's presidential nominee.
I vehemently disagree with the statement that Trump has made. Trump has made, 1,000 statements in which I disagree. People certainly are going to take into consideration a statement like this as they evaluate a candidate.
You got to accept exact fact from fantasy, and fantasy is that we're going to suspend the Constitution.
But how will Trump's Make America Great Again supporters respond? Will they see his attack on the Constitution as crossing a line, or will they follow him across? Ultimately, it is up to the Republican voters to decide who will be their party's next presidential nominee. Heidi Jo Castro, Al Jazeera, Washington.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your third weather forecast. all for this edition of Channel 2's Headline News Update. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.